Okay, the next one is types of reflexes. We just saw what a reflex action is. And there are basically two types of reflexes. One is the conditioned or acquired reflex. Acquired reflexes are those reflexes which we learn and acquire during our lifetime. For example, typing, speech, cycling, skating, playing musical instruments. All of these are reflexes. Even playing football or any game that you practice, it requires a regular practice for a long period of time, and that will turn into a reflex action known as the conditioned or acquired reflex action. And then the other one is unconditioned or inborn reflex, which you do not need any practice for it. For example, you do not need to teach a baby to cry when she's hungry. I've never seen any mother try to teach a baby to cry when she's hungry. That's inborn. She cries on her own. So that is one unconditioned reflex, okay, or inborn reflex. Another one, shivering when cold, knee jerk or your elbow jerk, or shutting off your eyes when a laser light is lighted into your eyes. No one needs to tell you to shut your eyelids, to prevent that laser light to really hurt your eyes. So these are all unconditioned reflexes. The next is protective structures of the central nervous system. There are three structures that protect the central nervous system because it's a very, very important structure. It has a lot of work to do. It has a very vital work to do. Therefore, it needs to be protected by bones, membrane, and the fluid. Now, the bones that protect the central nervous system are the cranium, also known as the skull. Okay, which it has the hardest bone in the body, one of the hardest bones, which covers the entire brain. And I'm trying to draw some hair over it, right? And then the spinal cord is housed or enveloped inside the vertebral column. This is also called the backbone. So the bones protect the brain and the spinal cord. So that's the first one. And then membrane, the blue line that you see here is actually called the meninges or the meningeal layer. It actually comprises of three membranes. You don't need to know the names, okay, for now. But this membrane actually is a tough membrane which further protects the brain and the spinal cord. And the third one is the fluid. This fluid is called the cerebrospinal fluid. Now, this is how it works. Let's, for illustration, let's take this bottle with 3 eggs. I've inserted 3 eggs in a bottle and I shake. All these eggs are going to break and you'll have an egg shake. But if I fill the bottle with gel and then insert 3 eggs, okay, and then shake the bottle, these eggs will not break at all because the gel allows the eggs to float in it and therefore provides this protection. In the same way, this cerebrospinal fluid that is around the central nervous system allows the central nervous system to float in it and provides very strong protection. It protects the brain from jerks and jolts. It does not dash against the bones, etc. Okay? So this is how the three structures protect the brain. Now there is something called the gray matter and the white matter of a neuron. The cyton that we talked about in the earlier video is actually comprised, it's called gray matter, the main body of the cell. And the axon, because it is covered by a white layer of fat, is called the white matter. Now, often asked question is this: where do you find the brain? Where do you find the white matter and the gray matter in the brain or the spinal cord? So here it is. In the brain, the gray matter is found outside and the white matter inside. Meaning, if this here is the brain, okay, if this is the dome of the brain, the white matter is outside and this external part is the gray matter. Whereas in the spinal cord, the gray matter is inside and the white matter is outside. I've done a basic diagram of cross section of the spinal cord. This one here, a better version here. And you find inside, you find the cytone, more of cytone inside. So this cytones form the gray matter, and this part has the axons. So that is white matter. So white matter is outside, gray matter inside. That's all.